Tom, what is the point of evangelism if irresistible grace is true? Won't God save the elect despite us?
No, he won't. He will not save any elect person outside of the means that he has ordained to save those people, which is believe in the gospel. And Romans 10, which comes right after the election chapter in Romans 9, Romans 10 says, how can they believe if they haven't, how can they call on him who they don't believe in? How can they believe in him if they haven't heard him? How can they hear if a preacher doesn't go? Therefore, blessed are those who carry the gospel to people, and especially to distant lands for the sake of the gospel. So thank the Lord for people like Blake, who are convinced entirely in the reality of election, God's irresistible grace, which means evangelism and missions can never fail. We will always go to some distant land or into our city or go plant a church and see people saved because God promises to use his word. Isaiah 55. There's nowhere that the rain goes that it doesn't have some kind of life-giving effect. There's nowhere that the word goes that doesn't have some kind of spiritual life-giving effect. So because irresistible grace is true and because election is true, we can be sure that our evangelism will be effective and we ought to be motivated. In Acts 18, we see Paul getting really worried, really stressed, really tribulated all over about the Corinthian mission. And God says to him in a dream, I have many people that are in this city. You have to stay and preach. Right, notice the different things he said. He didn't say, there could be people here who believe, so stay. He says, there are my people, but they need to hear the gospel and believe. But he also didn't say, my people are in this city, so don't worry about it. Just pray and leave, because they don't have to hear the gospel. He said the applications are, God has his people, he will save them, so stay and preach with perseverance.